Hello, viewers all over the world. This is VOK, Voice of Korea. As you know, Voice of Korea is broadcasted on English and Hangul Korean language and sometimes in Amharic. So viewers, really, this week's guest, really very great person. His name is entrepreneur Sinan OZTURK. So really, we will have great time with him today. Mr. Sinan, really, I'm so happy having you. Really, welcome to VOK, Voice of Korea.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are doing always a great and amazing job in Korea. We are so happy to welcoming you in our association of Global Business Alliance, GBA Korea.
Wow, really, I'm so happy. As you know, I'm a member of that also. Really, after getting you, really, even if myself, I've got a lot of lesson, any kind of occasion and discussion and so on. So, as I said earlier, really, your experience, your thoughts, every of your activities is lesson for many of us. Okay. Please, could you introduce me a little bit yourself? Just the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for your beautiful words. I have been 25 years in Korea.
Okay.
I just came to Korea first time in 1997 as a Turkish student here at the Seoul National University. At that time it was very hard time for me because I left my family in Turkey. I just came to Korea, and my family, my parents, my old friends, all elementary school, middle school, high school and university friends, I just left them in Turkey and just came to Korea as a Korean dream to study in Korea. So that was very hard decision for me because I was just 24 years old at that time. But I believe something that Korea has a potential for the future. At that time, just we are talking about 1997. So Korea not that much popular country also at that time. But anyway, I wanted to study abroad. I'm an engineer. So I decided to come to Korea. I got a scholarship from Turkish company. And then I entered the Seoul National. Turkish company. Turkish company has a business with Korea. So I took a scholarship from them, and then I came here. I learned 1 year Korean language, and then I studied my major. I am industrial engineer.
Wow. Okay. Do you say something in the time of that time, education time, you are new for this new environment and so on? Is there any, at the beginning, any barrier, language barrier and so on? Do you have any?
Exactly, exactly. Because different culture. Little similar. Turkey is very close to European countries, but different culture, different food, and especially the most hard point was the friendship. I didn't have any friend here. Can you imagine? Your age is 24 and you just come to one country and you don't know anyone in the country. You don't have any friends. You don't have any relatives here. And I just use only English at that time. And at the university, people are speaking English nicely in Korea. But the problem is outside. When you go to restaurant, when you go to some official issues, some department, it was very hard time. Anyway, young age, so big potential to do something hard. But at the beginning, really, I had big barriers because of culture, food, and also some close friends I couldn't have at that time. Those are maybe the most important issues for me.
Wow, really, it's very interesting. Mr. Sinan, I have also a question. When I see you, really, you have an awesome, a business idea, a development idea. You are really emotionally intelligent. You are good in any kinds of communication, any kind of language, and even if when you speak Korean. One time in the time of our first meeting, I was live, and even if when I back to home, my wife really, your voice is, just your Korean language is very, very. So, how do you develop this kind of, especially this kind of business ideas? Because you are helping, even if a nation, even if you are a gift for Korea, in my opinion.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Korea has a big potential actually. I love this country. Korea is a beautiful country and has a beautiful potential for different industrial sectors.
Okay.
I always very happy and I always recommend Korea to also foreigners, foreign startups, foreign students, entrepreneurs and business people. Anyone can come here and can live in this beautiful country. Korea last year became number 10th largest and biggest economy. Has a huge potential of export number. Last year is around like $700 billion. Korea has an export number.
Okay.
Very similar, like 620 billion dollars. So they have a potential of import. So huge number. The population is 51 million. We have enough land. Has a potential in this country. So we have to create also global Korea. So we have some problem in this issue.
Okay.
We should also help to Korea to make them more global and no any discrimination.
Yeah.
Everyone can understand each other. So because of the history of Korea, like 4,000 or 5,000 years during, they couldn't meet any other nations. They didn't know any other people, just only Mongolian, maybe Chinese and Japanese only they came to this country. And Korean people just only they met only those region people only, no others. They don't know European, they don't know African people, they don't know American.
Is it possible to say after World Cup, is it they?
Exactly, exactly. Very good, important point. Yeah. After 2002, many people learned about Korea, so they started to come to Korea. So the question, the answer is here. Learning Korean language, as you mentioned, is the basic issue in this country. We have to learn their language. If I live in, for example, Ethiopia or other country, I have to learn the language. Even everyone speaks Korean or English in any other country, but we have to learn the local language.
Yes.
And we have to learn that language with our honest and everything, with our body, our emotion, everything, as you mentioned. Otherwise, learning a language is only for business. Will be some point will be a minus. So I learned 1 year Korean language, and I met many people. Networking is very important. We have to deal. We have to influence to the society. We have to understand this country people mentality, everything. Then those people will agree, will accept us, and they will love us. So I just came here and learned language. I made huge friendship. Many numbers of the friends I have at the university, my company, everywhere. Always human relationship is very important for going to the success point. So as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, the beginning was like a startup. The beginning was like as a student. But now I became as a businessman in this country. I'm so happy. We have a huge family staff in our company. I'm so happy with them, working with them. So I think learning language and influence to the society, and also learning about the history and culture of this country, and making a more friendship with your friends, then businesses, the next step is coming automatically and successfully.
Wow, really so happy, even if we are benefiting from this exposure and connection and so on. So it's great. You already mentioned that, but how do you really explain? How do you explain Korea, this Southeast Asia, and total this peninsula area? As you say, as you know that Korea is now really changing the world on the industry and very emerging nation. So, what kind of opportunities from this area, this peninsula area, Southeast Asia? How do you explain this?
Actually, the history, when we check the history, they have also big pains in Korea. 1950, you know, there was a big war in Korea, Korean War, just 70 years ago. This peninsula in China, Japan, Korea, the Pacific region, many countries has a big problem because of war, and they were fighting each other. So 1953, the Korean War finished, and at that time the level of Korea was very low actually economically. And 1960, end of 16th, the beginning of 17th, they started the leader of the Korea, Park Jong-hee, he started a new movement in Korea, economic movement. We call it Semal Undong. Semal Undong means
a miracle of an
exactly.
Okay.
It's a miracle, yeah. Semal Undong is like new village movement. Semal Undong. He decided that let's make a beautiful country and let's improve our economy altogether. So 1917, the beginning of 1917, Korea economy started to some movement, moving. Now, just only 50 years passed from that movement. Now, economy is very high. What is the potential in this Korea, in this country? People are very honest here, and they work their best always. They do always the best. Even working in a simple job, in a factory job, or even just working in a IT business or working in a government side, people has a professional mentality here. That is amazing. We have to learn about this one. We have to learn about what is Semal Undong and what is some secrets of this amazing successful story of Korea. So we have to learn about this one. The mentality, being a professional, and being honest to your job. Also being honest on the street. If the traffic light is red one, you have to be honest and you have to follow the rules. Can you imagine? You have children and your children is passing across the road and one driver is not keeping the red light. So maybe your children can pass away. So everywhere, every institution in Korea, every street and every places, they are keeping the rules. Another issue is of course the democracy. Democracy and human rights are very high in this country. So these things, like I think, created these beautiful countries. For the business opportunity, Korean people, they started to develop some technological items. Just 1980 or 1990, that's not very, has a long history. And they have many resources, research centers, institutions. We have thousands of professors in Korea, studied in USA, but many of them, after that movement started, they came back to Korea. They came back to Korea and they helped to develop the country. And now they created a beautiful country. So I think we have many points to learn from Korea as a model, as a sample of development. Especially we should learn about that Semal Undong movement and also apply those things to our countries. I'm sure we have many things to learn from this country.
Yeah, really, you mentioned really interesting point. Sometimes if we mention Africa or some European countries, some of them when they go abroad, they don't want back to their country, like giving this kind of development and so on. As you said, I heard that even they focus on different research institution and work. So, what do you advise, for development of other nations, especially the elite groups? What expect from him? If he has different kinds of skill, how can he help his own country? To move from poverty to development and so on. What do you advise, sir?
I study a lot about the Korean history and the development stages of Korea, and I just learned one thing in the basic one. The first one is the education. Education is creating the new countries. Education is bringing to that country democracy. Education is helping to that country people to live nicely. Education is also creating a beautiful atmosphere of human rights. So, if you ask me that question, what is only one word explain about Korea? I can mention about this one: education. They send everyone to the school, ladies, men, everyone, children, all of them. They went to school. That is very important. We have to do this one in our countries. And they tried to send all of them also to the universities. And they created a beautiful new generation. Can you imagine? There is a country, 1960s, they don't have anything. GDP at that time, 1960s,
Yeah.
$187 for 1 year. 187 US dollar for 1 year. Annual income was that number. Can you imagine? Very, very hard situation. This is end of 60, like 70. It means like 50 years ago. Not 500 years, just 50 years ago.
Higher economy.
Exactly. And then with the education, as you mentioned, very important point. Some countries, we always say, like nationalism. Some people say, I love my country, you know, I can die for my country. But when you ask him to sacrifice it, doing something for the country, as you mentioned, they say, oh, I live in England, I live in Germany, I just make some pray for my country. But that prayer is not enough. You have to do something for your country. You should help your country. For example, if you are a businessman living in England and you don't have any plan to go back to your country, but you want to help your country, right? So how you can help? Making only for praise is not enough. Please send some scholarship to your country. Send some money every month to your country from your salary. Give some scholarship to some people study at the university. We have many people in Africa. We have huge millions and millions in Africa. Still, they don't have schools. They live in the village. Thousands of people in the village, unfortunately, they don't have any school. No job and no work. Even maybe we don't have job and work in factory, but we need minimum a school there. We need a school. We have to teach them. Why? Because if a generation, if a nation is not studying, you can fake them. You can teach them every bad things. You can guide them to all bad issues. Right? They can be a burglar, they can be maybe a terrorist, they can be a bad person, you know, maybe mafia. For what reason? Because knowledge. If they don't have any knowledge, you can fake them and you can guide them to the bad way. So this is the Korea. Education and importance of the education, the level created this country.
Wow, really, it's so interesting. Really, thank you very much. Mr. Sinan, really, I wanted to mention some of really very short of your profile. I wanted to mention that. Really, you are Caravan Group, you know, the restaurant, and so you are chairman for that, director for Seoul Tourism Association. You know, UN Habitat, Korean Community Global, you are global ambassador for that. Yongsan, you know, government office foreign support, you are head there. In addition to that, is Overseas Korean Trader Association, you are committee member for that. We know that also, you know, you are a chairperson for GBA, Global Business Alliance, and so on. Really, it's so great achievement, responsibility, and service. Is it possible to mention, you know, first of all, really, it's very huge. As I said at the beginning, this is a potential, this is a gift, and this is a skill, and so on. You know, it's gift from God, from Allah, and
exactly.
So, you know, it's a lot of things. How do you manage this all things? Please.
Exactly. Thank you. Very good question. Actually, yes.
Also, we expect also many more.
I'm a lucky person actually. As you mentioned, God is always helping us.
Amen.
And He has a plan for everyone.
Yes.
Of course, we have also plan as a human. We have plan for ourselves, but we don't know which one is the best one. Because our mentality, our potential is not good enough to see for the future, and which one is good for us. Sometimes some people they want to be a rich person, right? They always pray to God, make me rich, give me more money. But we don't know if God gives that money to you, and if God makes you a rich person, you don't know what will happen in the future. Right? Maybe you will change, you will lose everything. You will lose your family, you will lose your friends.
If you don't have wisdom and
exactly
how it is managed.
maybe you will lose your parents, your friends.
Yeah.
Maybe your character will change, your lifestyle will change. So we don't know this one. So always we have to pray to God to send us in a good way. If a businessman, and if we ask him to make us a rich person, okay, if you will use that money in a good way, okay, you can be a good person, you can be a rich person, you can pray more every day to God or Allah, right? But you have to be a target, how you will use that time, also as a big gift to us from God. Our existence, our body, our health, everything, and our like money and asset, everything is a big gift from God to us. We have to know this one. Right?
Yes.
As you mentioned, I'm very busy actually because I am doing many works, many different associations. Also, I'm the chairman. My business is basically trading and also restaurant business. These two is my main business in Korea. I started trading 2005 at the first time, like 17 years ago. Almost like 17 years doing I'm doing business.
What kind of was traded?
I'm exporting and importing between the countries, especially export items like cosmetic items, some medical equipments, car spare parts, and some technological items, some service businesses also being. I'm exporting from Korea, and some food importing from other countries to Korea. And the second, my main business is restaurant business. As you mentioned, Caravan Group is very popular in Korea. We have 10 branches in Seoul. We are serving Turkish and Mediterranean food to our foreign and also Korean customers. 150 staff we have in the company. 25 of them are Turkish cooks and others from different nations. The managing team is Korean, all managing like financing team, HR team, controlled by the Korean staff. So 150 people, I'm very happy. I am also very happy in salary day. Every month, the 10th of that day is our salary day. So 150 people are getting salary from the company. I'm so happy that day. Even just giving huge money to everyone, but I feel so happy. Why? Because I know that money is going to somewhere and making people happy. And I guess
there are so many people behind that.
Also, exactly. I guess if someone gets the money, salary, sharing with maybe brothers or sisters or maybe parents or grandparents, maybe grandfamilies. So I'm very happy that one salary making at least maybe 10 people happy. So I'm so happy also to managing these beautiful people in the company. So trading business and food business is my main job. But at the same time, for the Korean society, I'm also doing many big effort for foreigners. So GBA is that meaning, the Global Business Alliance, the foreign CEOs, the foreigners who are living in Korea now became one. So that is GBA. The sound became one. So we collaborated, unified it. So that is GBA. How do I manage all these huge things? Yes, I'm very busy every day, working 7 days sometimes a week. Only Sunday is my off day with my family, because also I have family. I have 3 children, so I have a big responsibility also for them. So these things like from 9 morning and sometimes 12, maybe 1 a.m. every day, I'm busy. Yesterday I just went to home. I think it was like maybe 2 a.m. something. Yesterday. Every day is same.
Wow, really, I'm so happy for that. Lastly, really, behind this successful story also, your family help support it. It's not easy. Lastly, we will give time to thank them. Really, my question is, thanks to God, really you are so successful, you are influential, foreign-born Korean here. What do you advise, really, as you know that there are, it's not much more, but there is some around, if I don't mistaken, 2 million or foreigners living here in Korea. You have success story with you know, your effort is not easy, but you are so successful. So what do you advise? You already established this GBA, Global Business Alliance. You know, some of them we are coming here, you know, doing some business with such network. Do you have any advice for some foreigners? You know, some you know, some of them they didn't see positive things. You know, you know, always, you know, just, you know, because Korea is a monoculture like that. You know, you know, I believe that everybody should believe, you know, he should be positive thinker for everything. So if, you know, it will be okay for him. So what do you advise to you know?
Okay, thank you so much for also this very good and important question. Actually, everything is starting with to understand and study about Korea. For example, I'm originally from Turkey. The new name is changed to Turkey. When I came here, I had one advantage only, my country that I born, right? And I just came here. So it means country became two, right? Turkey and Korea.
Yes.
So we have to be a professional, first of all, for both countries. We have to study what my first country has, what kind of potential it has for business, for export, for import, or for investment. We have to know this one first of all. If you go to doctor, if you feel some sickness or pain, the doctor is just first of all asking you some questions to understand your problem, right? And then he is just giving some medicine to us. Same issue. We have to, especially foreigners from different countries, from different nations. We are from Africa and from Turkey. We have beautiful countries. But for business side, we have to be a professional for about all the issues. We should know about Korea, what Korea has. Because, you know, something is only we are seeing outside for the business issue. But that view is not enough for the business. That view is not enough. Our eyes are not enough to see everything and catch some business from there. What does it mean? We have to study. We have to learn what Korea has, what kind of potentials they have, what they need, for example, what they import, for example. Can you imagine? I give the number to you. $640 billion around they import also. This country also one of the biggest importer country. So if I am from Ethiopia, I should learn what they buy from, where they buy from, what they import, and what they sell to other countries. We have to study. Then you will see your view and your mental study. When they become together, then you will understand, okay, I think I can sell this thing to this country. Or I have to buy something from here to my country. So first of all foreigners who are living in Korea, who wants to come to Korea, first of all, we have to know about our countries. We have to know about our countries. What potentials we have. The second one, the language is very important. Even we live in this country 10, 20 years, only with English language. Of course, that looks maybe enough for us, but not enough. We have to learn Korean language. And not only learn easily. 1 year at the university learning in Korean is good enough. Then when you make some practice, people will love you. Even they speak English very well, but when you speak Korean, the things are changing. They feel that you are our brother. You are from our side. They don't think that you are a foreigner. They think, oh, maybe the face is different. Maybe the country is different, but no problem. We are the same. So this is also another issue that I can recommend. In Korea, we have 2.5 million foreigners who are living here. And this number is increasing very fast. Korea is going to the globalization. Not very fast. So we have to help them. We have to help Korean society to become more global. Globalization is very important. Multiculturalism is very important in everywhere. But as I mentioned you, Korea doesn't have that much enough experience like European countries. Living together is very new issue in Korea. Living with different countries people, accept all different nations, even from the African people, black people. Unfortunately, we couldn't come to the enough level in Korea. Still we have some discrimination. So we have to solve all this problem all together, all with our like unification.